Hey everyone, and welcome back to Hoops All Day. Being 6 or so weeks into the NBA season for every team, of course excluding the teams majorly affected by COVID postponements, has given an inside look to teams' early weaknesses and early strengths. Today we'll be talking about the former. The purpose of this video revolves around past All-Star Isaiah Thomas, who spends his current days sitting on the free agent market. His career was on the up-and-up trajectory back in 2016 on the Boston Celtics, being an MVP candidate, an All-Star, and a player that had a huge impact on his team's wins. When Boston did him dirty and jumped at the opportunity to swap him with Kyrie Irving, the change of a situation so quickly and a pesky knee injury that never seemed to go away made him less and less desirable as his play went downwards. With so many teams having scoring weaknesses, lackluster playmaking, little to no vet talent, and no chance of a star, ITS fits everywhere nowadays, and it's a huge mystery why no one has taken a flyer on him. However, just because no one has showed interest in him up to now doesn't mean we can't speculate. Today we'll be talking about the top 5 teams in the NBA that could use the talent of Thomas's caliber added to their roster. Let's get right into it. At number 5, we've got the Golden State Warriors. Despite the Warriors being 11th in bench points this season, a game like the one against the Knicks shows off two things. Firstly, at any time, the Warriors are susceptible to off nights with terrible outings from their bench. Isaiah, when last seen at full health, was a consistent scorer off Washington's bench with above-average perimeter shooting splits, obviously something Golden State's system totally revolves around. Secondly, after Draymond Green was ejected unjustly, I might add, from the Knicks arena, there was a clear lack of leadership and direction from the second unit without a vet leader. Isaiah not only provided a fantastic leader on Boston, but has been in the league for 9 years now, gaining much experience from each and every one. Spreading that down to the Golden State young guys and helping them to slow down the game is something that's definitely in his wheelhouse. If you prefer another way of thinking through this, Isaiah can be a plug-and-play starter, capable of aiding a playoff run that could be a replacement for Kelly Oubre in the starting lineup, given his inconsistencies up to now. It would be a steal by the Warriors if they could pick up IT from free agency. At number 4, we've got the New York Knicks. Likely the most surprising team this season out of others like the Cavs and Magic, the Knicks are finally cooling down from their scorching hot start and need more help. After an unfortunate loss to a bad team like the Kings, it's become clear that the Knicks don't have consistency outside of Julius Randle and RJ Barrett. Since both of these players can score for themselves while also creating for others, adding Isaiah Thomas who could score off ball or also replicate the ability RJ and Julius possess not only benefits the other shooters on the Knicks, aka Emmanuel Quickley, Austin Rivers, Alec Burks, and Reggie Bullock, but also gives way for IT to play his game. An added benefit on top of all of this, the Knicks might be finally backed into a corner and be forced to bench Elfrid Payton, which I know every single Knicks fan yearns for. Coming in at number 3, Thomas will get a reunion with the last team he was truly great on, the Boston Celtics. Boston currently ranks 18th in bench points per game and 21st in three-pointers attempted per game. With Walker and Brown starting out in the backcourt, Thomas will be a nice match to their production from the bench, or at least something similar. Given most of the Celtics bench depth is in the front court, and what they do have in the backcourt is either, in Pritchard's case, streaky/inconsistent, or in Teague's case, unproductive for the minutes he is allotted, IT is a logical pickup. Let's also not forget how great this will be injury insurance-wise, because Kemba Walker spent about the entire first month of the season sidelined with a knee injury. With COVID as an unpredictability factor in the NBA now, never knowing when a player or a string of players due to contract tracing will miss a number of games, it's always good to have an extra player on the roster. A high floor, high ceiling guard like Thomas coming in to bolster the Celtics scoring unit just makes total sense. With our number 2 team that should try to snag Thomas, we've got the Philadelphia 76ers. The trajectory of this entire franchise got turned around this year solely because of shooting additions in the offseason. Imagine what one more reliable shooter, versatile scorer, and clutch player could do for not only Philly's record, but also chances in the postseason. The answer is wonders. This signing could do wonders for the Sixers. Players like Milton, Maxey, Green, Tybalt, and Curry already receive an abundant amount of minutes at the guard spot, so there are 2 ways I can see this working out. The first way is obviously benching one of these guards in favor of Thomas, probably Green, so that the Sixers can continue their dominant balance of post scoring inside that can also facilitate to the outside for perimeter shots. The other way involves benching a big from the rotation, maybe Tony Bradley, and going semi-small ball, playing Ben Simmons, Joel Embiid, and Tobias Harris in intervals apart from each other, with each getting a solid amount of minutes at the center, with maybe a few less on Harris's part, taking into account his defensive struggles. With Philly ranking 8th in points per game this year and 4th in pace this year, this would only amp up the intensity, providing for more quick good looks and more transition opportunities. Either way they go, Isaiah Thomas would have a great home in Pennsylvania. And at number 1, we've got the Cleveland Cavaliers. At 8-8, Cleveland's hot start, similar to the Knicks, is beginning to fizzle out, and whether they want to be a mid-tier playoff team or a low lottery team is coming into question. Adding IT would certainly be a boost to the former, as he could help out with the Cavs' slow pace at 27th in the league in turning Sexton and Garland into spot-up shooters and Drummond into a lob target. With Garland and Sexton both below the age of 22, if the Cavs decide to go a rebuild route, Thomas could still find a role here, as help to turn either Sexton or Garland into a more capable offensive leader. It's yet to be decided which guard will take the point guard of the future spot, or if both can play together in the backcourt, and bringing IT in could help them to get decisive. With that, that's all I have for you. If you enjoy the video, please leave a like and subscribe to see more. See ya!